Can I come in?
Yes, come in, Chitra.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Please take your seat.
बैठिए.
Thank you, sir.
चित्रा जी अपने बारे में कुछ बताएंगी?
Yes, sir.
बोलिए.
So my name is Chitra.
Yes.
I am from Bijnor. I have completed my schooling from Bijnor itself. Then I went on to pursue civil engineering from Kamala Nehru Institute of Technology, Sultanpur, and I completed my engineering in 2020. And after that, I started preparing for civil services.
You have not taken up any job after that?
No, sir.
Okay, so 100% full dedication, huh?
Yes, sir.
Very good, very good, very good. Now tell me something a little bit about Bijnor. We have heard this name, but what is unique to Bijnor?
Yes, sir. So, Vajirao is one of the 75 districts of UP.
Yeah,
And it is a district from where the Ganga enters the Uttar Pradesh.
I see.
Yes, sir.
Not
And
Haridwar.
from Uttar Pradesh, sir.
Okay.
Where the Ganga enters the Uttar
Haridwar is in
Pradesh.
Uttarakhand. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Achha.
And so it also has a wetland which is recently added to the Ramsar Site Convention, which is called as the Haidarpur wetland.
Haidarpur.
Haidarpur.
Okay.
So most of its part is in Muzaffarnagar, but some of its part is also shared by the district Bijnor.
I see.
Yes, sir. And so Bijnor is also famous for art and craft, and under one district, one product scheme, Nagina craft work and woodwork is quite famous from the district Bijnor. District Bijnor is also famous for sugar mills, and two of the Asia's largest sugar mills are there in our district.
Which ones?
One is the Dhampur sugar mill, and other one is the Bundki sugar mill.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Now tell me, you mentioned about the Ramsar convention.
Yes, sir.
What is this convention?
Sir, Ramsar Convention was signed in the 1971 in the city of Ramsar, which is situated in Iran, and it is about protecting the wetlands.
Okay.
Currently, India has 49 wetland sites under Ramsar Convention.
You have visited this wetland, which was?
Haidarpur?
Huh?
No, sir, sorry, sir. I have
Okay.
not visited it.
What type of flora and fauna will you get in a wetland?
So, most of them are the migratory birds
I
which
see.
migrate during the winters from the Siberian regions and other colder regions of the Europe to the southward direction during the winters.
Can you name some of these species?
For example, Siberian crane.
I see.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then you also mentioned about Nagina craft.
Yes, sir.
What is this Nagina craft?
So, Nagina woodwork. Nagina is actually a town in the Bijnor district, and there the wooden work and wooden toys are quite famous, and they are being promoted under one district, one product scheme.
What wood is used for this?
Sorry, sir, I'm not.
Is the wood available locally, or you're importing from outside?
So, up to my knowledge, I think it is available locally.
It is available locally.
Yes, sir.
You think it is a very good idea to cut down trees and make toys? Will it not go against your environment protection?
So, it is about promoting our indigenous culture as well. And so, there are other ways to ensure greenery. For example, we are protecting wetlands, we are ensuring reforestation, and we are also adopting the technique, Miyawaki technique, which is known as forestry in the urban areas where there is not much land available for the forest.
Very good. Now tell me a bit about this sugar industry. You said you
Yes,
have
sir.
two of the largest sugar mills.
Yes, sir.
But we keep on reading a lot of problems regarding sugar mills and all, their arrears, their payment, and then they were also agitating during this farmer agitation. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yes, sir, there are a few issues which are not only restricted to Uttar Pradesh or Bijnor, but to the northern region of the country. For example, the sugar mills here function for a very limited period. For example, for only 5 to 6 months
Okay.
in a year.
Okay.
Compared to the southern region, the sugar there is extracted from sugar beet as compared to sugar cane in the northern region. And it is also having an ecological impact. For example, sugarcane is a cash crop of Bijnor, but it is also a water guzzling crop.
Okay.
And that's why it is not seen as an eco-friendly crop. And that's why the government is promoting the coarse grains to be sown at a much higher region.
You think we should move away from sugarcane and develop some other crops, or diversify?
Yes, sir. In my view, diversification of crops should be there. It is not only from the perspective of economic benefit, but it is also important from the ecological health of the soil as well as the nutrient. For example, the recent National Family Health Survey 5 showed that almost 33% of the children of India below the age of 6 years are stunted, and coarse crops are believed to be quite nutritious, from which we had moved apart because the MSP was provided on very limited crops, for example, wheat, rice. That's why diversification is needed.
Now, tell me, what is the literacy rate of UP?
Sir, it is 69, approximately 69%, where the male literacy is 79% and the female literacy is 59%.
So, if you are made in charge of the women's cell or women's department directorate,
Yes, sir.
what steps will you take to improve the education level of women?
Yes, sir. So, up to my knowledge, there are already many schemes. For example, we have Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao. We have Ahilya Bai schools. We have Kasturba Gandhi schools in UP. And we have the Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan programs. I will ensure that the implementation of these schemes is ensured to the ground level. For example, children should come to school from the purpose of studying. Means midday meals and providing them nutritious diet is one part, but they must be made aware of the value of education and what role it is going to play in their lives, so that more and more students could be enrolled from the purpose of studying
Very
in the
good.
schools.
But what ails the education system at the ground level? What is the problem?
Yes, sir. Sir, in the poor sections of the society, what we see is that they see the children as an economic asset. Means the more children they have, the more working hands they have. They engage small children, and child labor is also prevalent in India. So these are the few issues which we need to handle and tackle.
What about teachers, quality of teachers and their attendance? Is there a problem?
Yes, sir. So there are a phenomena known as the absentee teachers. Means there is attendance mentioned of the teachers, but they are not present in the classrooms. So this need to be checked upon. And so the teacher to pupil ratio, that has to be corrected. Yes, sir.
What are the steps mentioned in the national education policy, new education policy?
Yes, sir. So as far as I can recall at this moment, the more focus has been made on the research and innovation, and so there is a shifting from the silos approach to the approach where all the fields, whether it's science, whether it's arts, humanities, that can be interconnected, and there is a focus on 3-language formula.
Very good. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
What you like to do
Yes, sir.
for the development of Bijnor?
So can I think for 1 minute?
Yes, yes.
Yes, sir. So what I see in the Bijnor is, especially in the rural areas, that there is a lesser focus on the girl child education. So I would like to promote that, and especially when it is about STEM education, for example, science, technology, engineering, the proportion of girls is quite low because they are believed to be handling the houses after the marriage.
Okay, the point is taken that you like to promote the education among the girls.
Sorry, sir.
You like to promote education,
Yes,
that
sir.
to the quality education
Yes, sir.
for the girl. That's true, but what about the economic condition and how will move? What will be your steps?
To boost the economic condition of Bijnor.
Of the ladies, girl child?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, for example, one example, the recent example we have is a Niti Aayog report, which is showing that the women percentage in the gig economy has boosted. So, it can be a way, because until the women empowerment is not possible until we have the economic empowerment of women. It can be made through reserving certain seats for the women in private sector as well, and it can be done through greater enrollment of the girls in the private schools.
What is your view about
Yes, sir.
the reservation for women in Panchayati Raj systems and municipality?
Yes, sir. Sir, the reservation, which is 1/3 for the women in the Panchayati Raj
Not
system.
less than 1/3. 20 states have given 50%.
Sorry, sir. So, sir, the reservation has played a major role. Though some analysts criticize this approach. For example, Sudha Pai calls that it will lead to Pati Panchayats, means women would have only their names, but their husbands or the elderly male member would be leading the seats. But this is not the case, because at the ground level we have seen, for example, in the state of Andhra, we had a women Pradhan, Fatima V was her name, and she had been awarded by the UN for her development work in her village panchayat.
There is a scheme called National Rural Livelihood Mission.
Yes, sir.
How it is contributing for the development of poor rural women?
Sorry, sir. I do not specifically know about it. I know that yes, there was a scheme called Swarn Jayanti Gram Swarojgar Yojana in 1999, and in 21st century it was named as National Rural Livelihood Mission. But I don't know the programs running under it.
You have no idea about National Rural Livelihood Mission?
So I have an idea, but I do not accurately know what are the schemes running under it.
What is the role of Manrega?
Yes, sir. So it provides a guaranteed employment to the rural who are willing to work the unskilled, or what we say, the informal work, and it provides 180-day ensured work, which had been increased during the lockdown, and it provides an assured income in case the work is not provided to the willing person.
What is the condition of forest cover of UP?
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir, I don't know the data or the values.
No problem.
Yes, sir.
What are the important national park and sanctuaries in UP?
Sir, one is the Dudhwa National Park. I think it is the only national park of UP. And
What about Pilibhit?
Pilibhit Tiger Reserve it is, and Amangarh Tiger Reserve.
Yeah.
These are the two tiger reserves in
How
UP.
many total sanctuaries and national parks are there?
Sorry, sir, I don't know the where.
No problem. Government of India has banned export of wheat.
Yes, sir.
What is its impact on UP?
Sir, UP is the largest producer of wheat in India at present. So the income of the farmers would have been boosted if the exports would have greater exports would have been promoted, and as there had been limits set on the export, so it might not give so much benefit to the farmers of UP.
Or it is anti-farmer?
No, sir, I would not say any policy of the government is anti-farmer, because they have some logic behind the policies they form.
Okay. There is a issue of Gyan Bhapi Mosque.
Yes, sir.
What is your opinion about that?
Sir, Gyanvapi Mosque was believed to be earlier to be the temple, the part of Kashi Vishwanath temple, and later it was being destructed by Aurangzeb, and the Gyanvapi Mosque was built by him. It is what we study in the history. And sir, as per the Archaeological Survey of India reports and the guidelines, then these sorry, sir, I don't know the specific.
What is the meaning of Gyan Bhapi?
Gyanvapi, which provide knowledge,
Well of knowledge.
well of knowledge.
Is it Sanskrit word or it is a word from Arabic?
It doesn't seem to be Arabic. Sorry,
Huh?
sir,
What?
it doesn't seem to be Arabic, but I do not know exactly from where it
Okay.
has taken.
Rupee is depreciating very fast with respect to dollar.
Yes, sir.
What should be done?
So one of the important steps that can be taken is to boost our exports. For that, manufacturing and low-cost manufacturing For example, the China pursues a low cost manufacturing that need to be boosted so that we would have a benefit, because even the countries like China go for artificial devaluation of their currencies.
Is there is any linkage between inflation and depreciation of rupees? Inflation in country
Yes, sir.
and depreciation of rupees?
Yes, sir. Surely there is a linkage. Because, sir, as a rupee depreciates, then the cost of the imports, which we have to import from other countries, those cost of those goods went up, because India is a net importer country. So we have to buy the same goods at a paying a greater price in the dollars, and in order to ensure that availability of those imported goods to the people, government need to increase the prices, and that causes a price rise, and that causes further problem for the poor people, especially poor and the middle classes, because they could not afford goods at a high prices.
Where UP stands in achieving sustainable development goal?
So ranking,
Yeah.
sorry sir, I'm not aware about that.
Any guess?
Sir, I think the Niti Aayog Sustainable Development Goals ranked it at 10th position.
From bottom or from up?
I think from top. But sir, I'm not aware about it.
Any change taking place? Any progress taking place?
Yes, sir. Sir, UP is continuously focusing on greater afforestation, and for example, recently 10 of the wetlands of UP had come under the Ramsar Convention. So there is a focus on greenery.
What is impact of climate change on UP?
Impact of climate change. Sir, the impact of climate change is not restricted to a particular state. It is all over the country or all over the world.
Let's talk about UP. You are trying to go to join UP Civil Service.
Yes, sir. Sir, what the climate change causes is the melting of the snow at a faster pace, and the Himalayan glaciers are the third largest after the Arctic and the Antarctic. This has led to recurrent flood events at the cloudburst event that causes certain debris to come at the foothills of the Himalayas, and UP also shares the region known as the Bhagar, Tarai. So there are conditions of floods, and this affects.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
UP earlier it was supposed to be under, and it is called the epicenter of the cow belt state. There are many states that is called undeveloped states
Yes, sir.
in 60s and 70s. Do you believe that that tag of a cow belt, less developed,
Yes, sir.
is removed on the parameters?
So as far as I know, UP has progressed on certain parameters. Earlier, yes, it was called a Bimaru state.
Bimaru state,
Yes, sir. So, but it has shown greater achievements. For example, export preparedness. It has enhanced. It is enhancing the goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat by promoting schemes like One District, One Products. UP is going to be the first state in India to have 5 expressways, and UP is also going to be the first state of India to have 5 international airports. So obviously, whether it's infrastructural development, it's sustainability, or it's ecological development, UP is progressing with the time.
The positive about it. Being a UPI, you are positive about it, is moving ahead.
Yes, sir.
There are many problems and challenges before UP. If we have to identify the 3 most daunting challenges for a state,
Yes, sir.
what are these problems according to you?
Yes, sir. So the first major challenge, what I see is the skill enhancement. There is a lack of skills, and for that, government has promoted the schemes like CM Apprenticeship Scheme, and we have the Kaushal Vikas Yojana as well. The second challenge, which I feel in UP, is a issue of lower literacy. Though it has a literacy of 69%, but it needs to be improved further, whether it's for male or a female. And the third one is the progress in the status of women, especially the health indicators, sir. Because
Fine, Chitra.
yes, sir.
India is a very diversified country, means different religion,
Yes,
different
sir.
communities, color, and all, they live together.
Yes, sir.
But in the last, as it has been seen, the data also show there is some sort of tension is building up. The community are against each other, means, and it has been also steered by the certain rule policy decision. Uh, if you are a SDM of a particular district like Bareilly, where the event was reported yesterday, day before yesterday, someone is going on, Kavaria are all over UP,
Yes, sir.
and if ruling party MLA is running a movement to close the shops which sells non-vegetarian food,
Yes, sir.
and you are SDM of that subdivision or district, what will you do?
Sir, as an SDM, I will ensure that those Kavariyas should not find any inconvenience in their movement, and there are already these guidelines regarding, means these kind of guidelines are already there in the public domain by the state government itself. For example, closing of the meat shops, etc. during the Kavar Yatra. So traveling
No
with the
instruction has not come from the government of Uttar Pradesh.
okay,
It
sir.
is the BJP, our MLA of ruling party,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
is taking a movement, running a movement to close the shop, meat
Yes, sir.
shop. So what will you do as a SDM?
Sir, I will ensure that there should not be an issue of communal disharmony due to these all activities, and I will ensure the convenience of those Kavar Yatris as well.
Now my focal point is, will you allow the meat shops to remain open?
Sir, if it is the government instructions that the meat shops can be opened, then I will allow. But if the government has instructed that these are to be closed, then I will ensure.
That is what I wanted to know.
Yes, sir.
So have you heard about the Russia-Ukraine war? It is now more than 3.5 months. Russia-Ukraine war.
Yes, sir. Russia, Ukraine.
How is it going to impinge the lives of Indians?
Yes. So it has already impacted the whole world with the prices of the goods as well as the petroleum and diesel, which India largely exports, or approximately 80% of it we export. We import, sorry, imports. So obviously we are going to face inflation. And as far as the agriculture imports are concerned, then more than 50% of it is concerned with the vegetable, palm oil, and these all edible oils. So Russia as well as Ukraine are one of the largest producers of these. For example, Ukraine is one of the largest producers of sunflower oil, and Russia is one of the largest producers of wheat in the Eurasia. So this is going to impact the food exports in the region of Europe as well as in the Asia. That is already causing an inflation, and we had seen the conditions in Sri Lanka, which is though it is not only due to the Russia-Ukraine war, but this war has also played a greater role in causing greater inflation there.
Chitra, my final take from your side.
Yes, sir.
If there is a blackout in the district where you are posted as a DSP or CO
Yes, sir.
or city SP,
Yes, sir.
and there is no light for almost 10 to maybe from the midnight 10 p.m. to 6 p.m. There is no light, complete blackout because of certain fault has taken place.
Yes, sir.
What kind of precaution will you take that will save the district and town from any major criminal activities to occur?
Yes, sir. Sir, one of such incident took place when there was a cyber attack at the Mumbai electricity supply. There was a complete blackout there. So there are few measures which can be taken. For example, first of all, diversifying the energy sources means not depending only on the thermal sources, diversifying it to renewable energy. Second one is the enhancing the cyber security. For that, we already have the institutions like the NCIIPC, and we have the certain, we have the I4C. What we need is a coordination among
Chitra,
these.
that is a long-term game.
Yes, sir.
The night
Yes, sir.
which takes place and you are posted there, what will you do that particular night to minimize or safeguard the citizenry from being assaulted of any kind of criminal activities?
So then whatever power I would have, then within that power I will ensure that there is no mishappening. Be it
How?
what
That is what. How will you ensure? What will you do?
greater surveillance of the region where the blackout has taken place, and yes, sir. This is it.
Thank you, Chitra.